An estimated 15 million Americans do some kind of rotating shift work, including overnights, evenings, and early morning shifts. But can this type of shift work increase the risk of coronary heart disease? A new study examined the link between rotating night shift work and heart disease in a group of female nurses.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
At night, when most of us are heading to bed, many healthcare workers, including nurses, are just beginning their workday. But does working these rotating shifts take a toll on their health?
The link between shift work and coronary heart disease has been an open question for several decades now.
Dr. Celine Vetter from Brigham and Women's Hospital and co-authors examined that link. They used data from the long-running Nurses' Health Study 1 and 2, which has followed 240,000 female nurses over a 24-year period. The researchers specifically looked at 189,000 women who reported their lifetime exposure to rotating night shift work.
Over the course of the study period, a little more than 10,000 cases of newly developed coronary heart disease occurred. Rotating night shift work is associated with a modest risk of coronary heart disease, even after taking into account known risk factors such as elevated BMI, smoking, poor diet quality, and low levels of physical activity. Once you stop working shifts, the time since quitting shift work is associated with a decreased risk.
Rotating shift work was defined as working at least 3 night shifts per month in addition to morning and evening shifts.
Even though the absolute risks we observed were small and the contribution of shift work to coronary heart disease is modest, there is an opportunity to help and prevent coronary heart disease by trying to find out which are the characteristics of shift schedules that may carry the highest risk.
Catherine Dolf, The JAMA Report.
Authors of that research call for further studies to determine those characteristics.
And now here's this week's court report.
In this week's court report, key police testimony was heard this morning in the case of a suspect accused of leading police on a 100-mile-an-hour chase throughout town. Charges in Aaron Scott Taylor's case were discussed by one of his arresting officers who was called in as a witness. The deputy sheriff's testimony supported allegations against Taylor, stating that the suspect led police on a dangerous chase after they initially attempted to pull him over on Bell Vista near Simpkins. Police were finally able to pull Taylor over on a felony stop with officers' weapons drawn. That's when police discovered the suspect is wanted on multiple felony warrants out of Colorado that are extraditable. Based on today's testimony, a decision was made to bind Taylor's case over to district court to face charges including felony eluding, no insurance, and possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana. Taylor remains in custody at NCDC with this case scheduled for July 22nd. The man accused of shooting and injuring 2 people at a local wedding reception had his formal arraignment set for Monday. During those scheduled proceedings, Angel Merez-Salcido waived his right to an arraignment, and it was decided that his bail would remain the same at $717,500. Merez-Salcido was arrested after allegedly shooting one person in the head and another in the foot while they attended the festivities on Effinger Street. The 49-year-old suspect is facing charges including attempted murder, battery with a deadly weapon, and child abuse or neglect and mayhem. His preliminary hearing is set for May 26th. The local man who made a guilty plea agreement to 1 count of lewdness with a child under 14 years of age was sentenced in court on Monday. Keith Yorger was sentenced to 60 to 150 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections with credit for time served. Stipulations were also noted that Yorger will be on lifetime supervision and that he must register as a sex offender. The 79-year-old reportedly admitted to police that he molested a 5-year-old child after he was arrested. Also on Monday, one of the two suspects arrested in connection to a non-fatal shooting at the Pahrump Nugget had his arraignment hearing. Lee Anthony Daniels pleaded guilty to one felony count of battery with use of a deadly weapon. Daniels and Desiree Lewis were arrested after Daniels allegedly shot a woman in the leg while she was inside a cafe in the Nugget. Both suspects reportedly fled the scene but were later found in Las Vegas. Lewis is charged with attempted accessory to battery with a deadly weapon. She remains in custody with her sentencing hearing set for June 13th. Daniels also remains in custody with his sentencing scheduled on August 1st. This has been your court report. I'm Eunette Gentry for News 46.
Police are hoping to get any information leading to the arrest of a hit-and-run driver that injured two people this morning on Blagg Road.
A hit-and-run accident occurred this morning on Blagg near Florida Street. Two senior citizens were transported from the scene via Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue. A Nevada Highway Patrol officer was also on scene at the time of the accident. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating the cause. It appears that at least one person hit the front windshield of this pickup truck when the accident happened. If you have any information regarding the suspects in this hit-and-run accident, you're urged to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 751-7000. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
An controlled burn caught a fence on fire on Winery Road yesterday.
Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to what was a ground cover and then a fence fire on Winery Road yesterday. What appears to be the business of Avco Construction fence caught fire after an unauthorized controlled burn went out of control, according to Fire Chief Scott Lewis. The fire was quickly extinguished. There was no extensions and no injuries. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Thanks for sticking with us here at News 46. We'll be right back after this break.